Hey everybody, it's Rob Appell. Long time no see. Glad to have you back in my studio. And what an exciting time for me. As you can see behind me here, whoops, sorry about that. I am playing, and this video is to test multiple things. First of all, brand new, 2 days old, the Samsung Galaxy 5S, I think we're up to now. Anyways, so far great phone. I want to make sure I can do a good video for you. So I'm videoing that. I'm going to show you just a brief preview of the new Fiesta collection from Michael Miller Fabrics. And I'm also going to show you a quick sewing tip. So here we go. Let me spin the camera around. Okay, so I'm going to make a block that's easy for you to see. So I'm going to use this white fabric here, and then I'm going to use this light blue to go with it. And so you can see I've got pre-cut strips, and I'm literally just grabbing my strip here, and I'm going to double check to make sure the selvage has been cut off of it. So I'm just lining my fabrics up there, and I'm going to sew right sides to. So I'm going to sew to the end, and the first key is I want you to look at my location. Is check this out. From the sewing machine, right here is my cutting, and I'm seated right now, and there's my ironing station. So I'm going to be able to make a cut right here, nice and. So you see the white thread there? I'm going to slide my ruler up so that the black line is right on the white thread, and then I am not going to cut into the block. So I'm just going to do this, line it up like this, and this will be a tidy cut. Let's see if I can do it one-handed. Oh, it's shaky. Okay, so just tidying it up a little bit. Yeah, I cut into it a little bit. That's because I got a camera in my hand. I apologize. Now, for the purposes of efficiency, I am not going to press open that first seam yet. I'm going to go ahead and sew this second strip on. Then I'm going to do another tidy cut, and I'm going to go press it open. So second tidy cut was just made. Now I'm going to press it open. Let me get these blocks out of my way. Pardon me. Now what I'm going to do to press it open is I'm just going to let those fall open there. I'm going to let the flat side of my iron hit that seam and push it open. And I'm coming back the other way. Push it open. Like that. Now comes the important slices. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to put this ruler right there at the seam allowance, and I'm going to trim this block on both sides. After that, I'm going to sew on more blue fabric to complete the blue border that goes around that little floral print block. Okay. Okay, with the cut we just made there, I did take a portion of the block, so that straightened that line all the way up, so when I piece on the next piece, it's nice and clean. And I'm just shaving as I go along, because when I cut all of this stuff, I cut it relatively quickly, so it's not perfect, and as we sew, things get a little out of sort. So this just keeps everything tidy as I go, and at the end, my blocks are going to need very, very little trimming. Okay, for this next step, I'm going to actually trim all four sides, again, on the outer side. So I'll be trimming this exterior of the blue, and that keeps that really clean, and it also makes it square to my interior seam allowance there. See, I'm marking the black line of the ruler. See the number 9 there? So I'm marking that along the interior, and that's keeping everything nice and clean and tidy. I will go ahead and repeat all of those steps as I put on the next piece of fabric. Those of you who are actually going to follow this along as part of the pattern, well, the next fabric is always the same as the center square. So basically it's going to be that same little cute floral print, and then that'll make the completion of the block. As I'm going to stitch those together there, just to point out, I'm always starting crossing over the seam. So that is going to be stitched right sides together right as you see it. Well, of course I'll slide it over so it matches. But I just wanted to point out that I'm going over the seams right here, and that helps strengthen the block. There it is, tidy again. I hope you're all enjoying the guy with the weed whacker leaf blower in the background. Okay, and there it is all finished, and you can see it's just perfectly square and beautiful, looks nice and clean. And even though that seemed like it was a little bit tedious in the trimming, and bunches of little teeny fiber scraps that go all over the house and all over your clothes, it's much easier than cutting all those pieces individually. So yes, you noticed I was sewing and trimming, sewing and trimming. Those were not all pre-cut off of one big strip. So I got myself organized, and I've got myself a pile of blocks, and eventually I'm going to have myself a quilt. Now, you want to see what I've already made? So there's the first quilt from the series. Now that's a different colorway. That's the purple colorway, and I think we're going to call this one Serape 1 because I was inspired by a beaded serape I saw on the internet. So at any rate, this is Fiesta coming out of Rob Appell Designs studio for Michael Miller Fabrics. The brown colorway, and we've got another fun one to do still. So that's it there. I'm going to edit this video, edit it on the cell phone itself, and you got to enjoy my studio and my new cell phone and my little tip on piecing, and I don't know how I'm going to edit that out. Anyways. We'll see you again soon. Hey, November 8th, thesewingparty.com is going to be an awesome, awesome thing. So November 8th, 2014, check it out. Go to fofusa.com to check it out right now and find out more about it. But the sewing party is going to rock.